Is your goal to get a Band 8 in IELTS Writing Task 2? Well, if that's your goal, you're in the right place because that's my goal too. I've made it my mission to help people just like you get the score you want on the IELTS exam. So if you want a Band 8 in Writing Task 2, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. The key to getting the band score that you want and to having success in the IELTS exam is to not know how to write a good essay, it's to know what the examiners think is a good essay. So that's what I want to share with you today. When it comes to writing a Task 2 essay, there are four main criteria that you have to address, and each one is worth 25%. You have task achievement, which is just answering the question. And you have coherence and cohesion, which is how you structure your essay. And then you have lexical resource, which is simply the vocabulary that you use. And then the fourth one is grammatical range and accuracy. How good is your grammar? So in this video, we're going to focus specifically on one aspect, which is worth 25% of your mark in writing task 2, and that's task achievement. I'm going to give you 3 keys to task achievement in writing task 2. So what is task achievement? If you want to discover the criteria for writing task 2, the IELTS people have provided band descriptors for every level, for every criteria for writing task 2. And you can have a look at this simply by downloading the link that I've provided in the comments. But let's take a look at each one a little more closely. And here are just an overview of these 4 criteria: task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. And in other terms, task achievement is make sure you simply answer the question that you're given. And coherence and cohesion is simply make sure that your essay has a good structure. Lexical resource, you want to be able to use the vocabulary that you know very effectively. And grammatical range and accuracy means you want to be able to use a variety of grammar forms and to use them without making mistakes. So these are the 4 criteria, and in today's lesson, we're going to look specifically at task achievement. Each one of these is worth 25%, but if you don't answer the question in task achievement, the other 3 really don't matter. So we're starting with the most important criteria first, which is simply means that you answer the question. And answer the question may not be as obvious as it seems. I see a lot of test takers making a big mistake when it comes to preparing for writing task 2. And I don't want you to make this mistake. And this is the mistake that they make. They download or find lots of samples of writing task 2 essays. And while it's good to look at samples of these essays and get some ideas and see some of the structure and the grammar and the vocabulary that's used, the big mistake is that test takers try to memorize these essays. They try to memorize them in hopes that an essay similar to the one that they've memorized will come up on the IELTS exam. But let me tell you about the problem with this idea. First of all, you have to answer the question you're given. And while most of the topics in the IELTS exam are common to everyday items and things that you'll come across in your everyday life, the topics do repeat themselves, but the exact questions for the topic, they don't repeat themselves. So trying to memorize uh, templates and trying to memorize essays in hopes that you'll get the same question on the IELTS exam is just a waste of time. And as I'll explain in future videos about vocabulary and grammar and even structure, trying to memorize means that you won't be doing what you need to do for answering the task because you're not being you. You're not giving your honest answer and opinion for writing task 2. You're trying to give somebody else's. And this never works in the IELTS exam. You have to discover how you can share your opinion in the most logical and effective way, using the grammar that you're confident with and using the vocabulary with. But today, we're focusing specifically on task achievement, and we'll leave the other 3 criteria for other lessons. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have hundreds of videos on every question type and every strategy you need for the IELTS exam. So the most important thing is that you answer the question. So let's look at a sample question here. Some people say history is one of the most important school subjects. Other people think that in today's world, subjects like science and technology are more important than history. So here's the topic of your essay. Here's the question that you have to deal with, talking about the necessity of teaching history or comparing that to teaching subjects like science and technology, and that they're more important. So the question, quite simply, that you're going to want to answer in this case would be, do you think science and technology are more important than history? That's the question that you need to deal with, and you need to do it effectively. You need to do it simply and make sure you stick to that topic. So the next thing you need to do is, once you know and you're aware of the topic that you have to deal with, is you have to state your opinion. And you're asked to give your opinion. Now, here's the good thing about your opinion. You're not being measured on whether your opinion is right or wrong. You're not being judged on your ideas or your thoughts or your feelings, all of which are included in giving your opinion. So you're not being judged on what your opinion is or what you think. You're being judged and measured and evaluated on how you express it in English. Okay, so don't be worried about having a good opinion or having a wrong opinion. Be concerned with how you express it in English. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips for sharing your opinion in English. So let's take a look. Here's the next part of the prompt that we're given for our essay. First of all, we were given the topic of our essay. Now we're given our specific task. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. So you have to discuss why some people think history is the most important subject. And then you also have to discuss why some people think science and technology are the most important. And when you give your opinion, this means that you're going to be sharing your ideas about this. You're going to be sharing your thoughts about it, what you think, and you're going to be sharing your specific ideas. Not somebody else's, not something that you've memorized, but your ideas, your opinion. Now, this might be worded in different ways in other types of writing 2 questions. You might be asked, do you agree or disagree? Or something like, to what extent do you agree with this? You may be given a question that's a problem, and you're to offer a solution. But in this case, it's still giving your opinion. So whatever whatever the task says, in some way, you'll be asked to give your opinion. And this is very important to realize. So how do we state our opinion? How do we share our point of view? Well, we need to do that by extending and supporting the opinion that we have. So the first thing we do, and let's talk about paragraphs, because the paragraphs are the body of our essay, and each paragraph is where we share one aspect of our opinion. So once we've given a clear statement about our opinion, whether we agree or disagree, then we have to extend that idea and support the idea. So how do we do that? Well, we go back to our essay prompt, and it says very specifically in our essay prompt how we are to extend and support our ideas. And we're supposed to do two things: give reasons for your answer, and this is so important, include any relevant examples from your own experience and knowledge. It's your opinion, it's your thoughts, it's your ideas, and it comes from your own experience and your knowledge. So giving a specific example from your own life, it doesn't have to be an example from academic research. It doesn't have to be an example from something you read in a book. It has to come from your own experience and your own knowledge. So this is so important when it comes to sharing your opinion in writing task 2. So here are the 3 keys. Let's just review these together. First of all, you want to answer the question. And then in the body of your paragraph, in your essay, where you're sharing your paragraphs, each one with a different aspect and only one aspect of your opinion, you only have to do 3 things. State your opinion and extend it by giving a reason and an example. So I'm giving you 3 keys to task achievement here, and I hope you found it helpful. But let me give you 3 keys when it comes to sharing your opinion. Make sure in each paragraph of your essay where you're sharing your opinion, you have these 3 elements. You give your opinion, you give the aspect of your opinion. For example, you think history is the most important, then give the reason why you think history is the most important, and then give an example from your own knowledge, your own experience on how history has benefited you or had a part in your life. Okay. But if you miss one of these 3 things, you will not be meeting the criteria for the IELTS exam, especially in the area of task achievement. So stay tuned. More videos are coming on each of the other 3 criteria in writing task 2. I hope you found this helpful. Task achievement is worth 25%, and the things I've shared today are what you need to get a band 7. So if you meet these criteria and improve from here, you will be sure to get the band 8 score that you're looking for. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to it. And I look forward to sharing more about writing task 2 in another video.